Hello my dear students. So we are in second session of sustainable development with equity. In our previous session we have done what is sustainable development and what are the things will be happen if we do not care on the sustainable development, and also we saw whatever the letter they wrote by Baba Mahilya of Jalsindi village from Jawar district of Madhya Pradesh. Let's again discuss the issue related to Sardar Sarovar Dam and other environmental issues. Sometimes they may also ask you write certain environmental issues. First, Narmada Bachao Andolan. Narmada Bachao Andolan, it is also called as NBA, Narmada Bachao Andolan. This Narmada Bachao Andolan was led by one environmentalist, name is Medha Patkar and Baba Amte. These both they led the movement, Narmada Bachao Andolan movement. Initially, Narmada Bachao Andolan was started by the local communities. Whenever this became a big news, then lot of major environmentalists like Medha Patkar, they were joined, and finally they are raising slogan against of the government. They are raising slogan against of the Narmada Valley project or Sardar Sarovar project. What is their aim? Their aim is land, forest, river. Narmada Bachao Andolan is protect land, forest and river. Narmada Bachao Andolan activists, they are raising the aim is protect land, because much of the land was submerged into the water. Much of the agricultural land was wasted. Much of the forest was that we just in the statistics we discussed it, 37,000 hectares of the land was destroyed. Common land and pastures land. That means that we usually play in common lands, grounds that we use it for the pastures land. That means grazing purpose, animal grazing purpose we use it. That land we lost. And the river. What if the river we believe as a god and goddess? We have lost rights over the river. Okay? Next. The main important thing is on the Sardar Sarovar Dam or Narmada Valley project is, now they wanted to generate electricity, they wanted to control the floods, and also they wanted to enhance fishing. So it is a multi-purpose project, and it is one of the world's largest multi-purpose projects. I repeat, one of the world's largest multi-purpose project. So due to this project, many livelihoods, many of the villages were displaced, especially tribals were displaced. Many villages were displaced. Those villages are initially, whenever their ancestors onwards, they are believed in the forest, they believed greatly among the river. Now these all the people were displaced that we already discussed in the previous session. Okay? Next. Another movement is Chipko movement. They may ask example, Chipko movement. Chipko movement was headed by Sundarlal Bahuguna. This movement was in 1970s. This movement was in 2017. 2017 Modi inaugurated the Sardar Sarovar Dam and it was completed. But still they are raising for the compensation and replacement of the land. So they are certain slogans also raising still now against of the Narmada Bachao Andolan. What is the meaning of Chipko? Chipko means it is to hug or also called as embrace. Chipko means embrace. embrace means hugging of trees. Hugging of trees. Yeah, hugging of trees. It was started in the Garhwal region of Himalayas. Garhwal. Garhwal region of Himalayas of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand. What is the aim of this Chipko movement? What is the aim of this movement? Aim. To stop felling trees. Simple. To stop felling trees. You know that there is not availability of the forest. It may be leads for the flash floods. You might have known that in 2014, flash floods in Uttarakhand, Kedarnath, Badrinath completely submerged. Many people were died due to thus flash floods due to felling of trees. So that they wanted to prevent the cutting of trees. To prevent cutting of trees. To prevent cutting of trees and also reclaim their traditional forest rights. And reclaim their traditional rights. Traditional rights over forest. Rights over forest. Because tribal peoples are demanding that we want rights over forest. Because you might have known that in 9th class you learned slash and burn agriculture, primitive subsistence agriculture, jute cultivation. Most probably villages they do, or tribal people they may do in hilly areas. So that was they prevented. The Chipko movement is they wanted to stop the cutting of trees and they wanted to stop the deforestation and they wanted to hug the trees because many tribals were believed these forests as their sacred groves. They believe as sacred groves means God and goddesses. Forest because forest to provide water, forest to provide irrigation, forest to provide goods, forest to provide each and everything whatever the tribal wants. Now, the tribal were coming down somewhere else, they have to purchase each and everything. So, these are two social protest movements and environmental movements and other movements also there. Example, Beej Bachao Andolan. Beej Bachao Andolan. Yeah. Navadhanya Andolan. If they may ask, Greenpeace movement also there. Greenpeace movement, I am writing here. Greenpeace movement. Silent Valley movement. Yeah. Greenpeace movement, Silent Valley movement, we may learn in our part 2 lessons. So these are also environmental movements. Greenpeace movement also environmental movement. Silent Valley movement also environmental movement. Next, Beej Bachao Andolan. Beej means seeds. So farmers, certain communities, they wanted to protect the seeds from the pesticides and chemicals. Navadhanya Andolan. Initially, the very good quality of original seeds, so that we need to protect ourselves for the next generation. Tehri Andolan movement, environmental movement. Now, recently one bad incident took place in Visakhapatnam, LG Polymers company. So few people were died due to that sterile gas. That also will become next onwards. It may be leads to a environmental movement. There are so many environmental movements are there, but these are two are important. If they may ask to write more than four or five, you can write Narmada Bachao Andolan, Chipko movement, Greenpeace movement, Silent Valley movement, Beej Bachao Andolan, Navadhanya Andolan. These two are not available in our text. Tehri Dam Andolan also there. Tehri Dam Andolan. Because of Tehri Dam, the local peoples were local peoples where they are doing lot of things, and they are doing lot of protest against of the Tehri Dam. Because of the Tehri Dam, they are losing their livelihood, they are losing their forest land, and they are losing everything. Hence, these environmental movements became very familiar in our India. Okay, next. Sardar Sarovar Dam, one of the largest multi-purpose dam in India which they constructed. Mainly, people they protest against of the Sardar Sarovar. Just we discussed for the food, for the fodder, for the fuel wood, and for their livelihood. Because if Sardar Sarovar Dam constructed, people they lost their food. Initially, they acquired food from the forest. Fodder for the animals they are acquiring from the forest. Then fuel wood also they are acquiring from the forest. But now they lost the rights over forest lands and the lands whatever they are doing agriculture since decades. Okay. Next. Yeah, biodiversity. Due to these multi-purpose projects, due to this mining, and due to certain pollutions or certain industries, now our biodiversity is in the process of denudation. Denuded. Our biodiversity is denuded. Biodiversity is denuded. It is biodiversity denuded means total entire environment is today endangered. Environment is endangered. If environment is endangered, whatever the living things are there in the environment, these may be extinct. That means all the living things include forest, bird species, animal species, plant species, human beings, everybody will be disappear if this environment continue to be endangered list. So now we have to adopt a new understanding, new concept such as sustainable development with the equity without damaging of this environment. We need to regenerate the energy and we need to adopt a new technique, because from this endangered status onwards we need to move ahead, we need to move for the safest mode. So that is the main theme of this lesson. But what our policymakers means lawmakers. Let us understand on policymakers. Yeah. In our second lesson, ideas of development. We discussed that government policy is different, and from the human psychology, from the human's point of view, it is different. Government, they believe that development has to be achieved at any cost. Policymakers, they think, lawmakers, they think, government, they think, development has to be achieved at any cost. But the remaining people, they doesn't want development, because environmental will be in the risk. They doesn't want to damage the development. They doesn't want to damage the environment. They doesn't want to damage the entire world. So that there are conflict arising between the policymakers and the environmentalists among the people. Even though environmentalists is joined with the people and societies, and they are raising slogans against of the policymakers. But what the policymakers they are doing, what the policymakers they saying that, they say that once we achieve development, what they are saying, once we achieve development, once we achieve development, we can concentrate on environmental issues. We can concentrate on environmental issues. Thus it is possible. It is possible. So once we recall about IPCC climate change, it was in 2015 Paris Summit. Interpanel Government on Climate Change. Okay, climate change. This says that universal, all the countries they have to be obey what are the rules they formulated for the decreasing of the temperature, by 2 degrees Celsius. all the countries, they have to be commit to decrease the global temperatures by 2 degrees Celsius. That is the COP summit. In the climate change summit, in the meeting they have decided. But in this meeting also they say that developed countries, they are arguing. Developed countries, they are arguing that because of the developing countries only these kind of the environmental issues are going on. I repeat, developed nations, they are arguing that developing nations are emitting a lot of fuels and damaging a lot of environment. So due to that, this crisis is coming. So that developing nations only responsible for the climate change, they claims. But the developing nation, they say that no, we didn't do anything. The whatever the development countries they achieved, they only did a lot of the things. They only damaged the environment. Now they reached the developed and they are completely criticizing us. So there were conflict again among the countries. In this COP summit, they also say that we have to spend certain money to control the global warming temperatures or control the environmental issues or control climate changes. But no one come ahead. America will do America only, China will do the China whatever they like, and India only committed. But many countries need to be come together because it is become a global issue, not countries issue. If we cut the temperature, we cut the forest, and we completely took environment, we completely took resources, that may be affect entire the world. Maybe small islands may be submerged into the water due to the raising of the sea level. Day by day, global temperatures are increasing due to the global warming effect. So due to this, small islands will be submerged into the water. Many people will be displaced. Many countries will become, many countries will be submerged into the water. So we have to concentrate. Yeah. Let us see again the policy maker decision. They say that once we achieve the development, then we can concentrate. At the time we have a lot of money. If we achieve development, full money is there. We can spend more money. Spend more money on environment. It is a possible. It is a sensible idea. They say that we can spend more money to clean up air. To clean up river. Okay. To regenerate the forest. To clean up water. And we can use the water bottles. Bottled water. We can use the bottled water. And we can go for fuel efficient cars. We can develop this. Policy makers, they say that those who are thinking senseless thinking, they say that we can achieve at whatever cost will be there. Development has to be achieved at any cost. Once we achieve the development, once we have a lot of money, we can spend more money on the environment. We can spend more money on the clean up air. We can spend more money on the clean up river. We can spend more money for the water bottle. Why we need to clean up the water? We can drink bottled water. And we can go for the fuel efficient cars. So this ideology is completely senseless. This is a wrong logic. Because not only that we are in the completely endangered status. We are in the threat of this environment. So if we go beyond to this, if we didn't care about the sustainable development, many people will die. If you have a lot of money, you cannot purchase. That we discussed it in the ideas of development. That is, money cannot purchase pollution-free environment. Money cannot free us from infectious diseases. Am I right? So that this is a wrong logic. The policy makers and those who are people, they are thinking positively related to this. They have to change their ideologies because a lot of people they may die. In India, 90% of the people were completely unorganized sector. They are living in slum areas. Health problems will become. So many people will be dying. Life expectancy will be decreases. We cannot take proper respiration also. We cannot take proper good quality of air. You might have seen the Delhi. Yeah. Delhi air quality index. Every winter, Delhi, you cannot see properly whatever in front of you, just few meters of distance, properly you cannot see because of the fog, smoke, due to the effluents released by the smoke, released by the factories. Now, due to corona effect, due to this corona lockdown, you see many of the rivers they are regenerating. Many of the rivers are clean up now, and you see Gangetic dolphin. Gangetic dolphin. Yeah, Gangetic dolphin. It is freshwater dolphin. Dolphins are also there in the freshwater and the saltwater. Gangetic dolphin. It is mostly it will be available in the Gangetic river. In the Ganga river, recently we found this dolphin. It was endangered list. We categorized this Gangetic dolphin in the endangered list. But due to less pollution in Ganga river, these are now reclaiming their status, regenerating their status. Next. Whenever we are shifting or transporting of fuels, diesel, oil, if the oil spills in oceans and many of the fish community will die, turtles will die, lot of effect. Nowadays, oceans also become pollutants, huge plastics. Nearby ocean areas like parks or beaches, lot of pollutions were there. Due to that, it also very threat, not only the land but also water bodies also polluting nowadays. Okay, next. India's population. India's huge population, they may not survive. Whenever you have lot of money, you cannot purchase. Okay, we need protection. Indian population need protection from the environment. We need protection along with the issues related to equity and justice. What the Indian people they are demanding, not only Indians, all the people all over the world they are demanding that need progress. We need progress along with the issues of equity and justice. I repeat, need progress along with the issues of equity and justice. Equity is required, justice is required. You take the resources judicious manner, at the same time you also concentrate the environment in a judicious manner. Next. Let us see one verdict was given by the Supreme Court in 1991. Supreme Court in 1991, they gave a verdict. Verdict means judgment. The judgment they gave that right of people over the environment, right of people over the environment, right to healthy environment, right to live in healthy environment. Yeah, it is our right, your right, my right, all members' right. Rights of people over environment and right to health environment. Right to live in healthy environment is also comes under Article 21. It is also comes under Article 21. What does this Article 21 refers? Article 21 refers that right to life. Right to life. Right to life. So Supreme Court in 1991 they gave a verdict that right to life, right to live in healthy environment is also comes under Article 21. This Article 21 says that right to life. Right to life. It is the court was given judgment in 1991. And government also says that, Supreme Court also says that governments are responsible. Governments are responsible for to make laws, make laws to protect environments. So that is the government's role. Government has to be make laws to protect the environment. Do you see any government is making laws in favor of to make laws to protect environment? Okay. Recently in 2014 when Telangana government formed, they initiated movement that is Telangana Ko Haritaharam. That's a good movement. It is, they wanted to plant the saplings to increase the forest in our state. So what will happen if we government do not make the laws? If the government do not make the laws, it will be a climate change. I will tell you, due to this lockdown period, due to this corona pandemic, this lockdown period, there was no factories are running, there is no proper vehicles are running on the road while compared to the previous before lockdown and after lockdown. So due to this, a considerable air quality index was changed. Good air quality is there. Bihar person they able to see so many miles kilometers away Everest that we recently I read in the Hindu newspaper and remaining newspapers also. And one more important thing is due to this lockdown, the pollution was decreased in the environment. So due to that, monsoons are coming early. Monsoons are coming early. From past decade, I have read many times that monsoons will be delayed for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But this time, monsoons are entering in our India very early. Monsoons are entering in our India very early because whenever the pollution environment will be there, that will stop the environment, that will stop the winds, that will stop the monsoon winds, that may delay the rains in India. So that no pollution, good rains, proper rains, in time seasons. Every season will be come in time and end in time. But if there is huge pollution, there will be a climate change problem due to this climate change. Unusual rainfall. So what happened? Climate change, unusual rainfall. In winter, rainfall occurs. In summer, heavy hot. In rainy season, no rains. So that is peculiarities will be there. Next, global warming. This question also may ask to you. Global warming. What will happen? Environment is, our policymakers they neglect environment. Climate change, global warming effect. Okay. Next, sea level increase. Sea level increase. Yeah. Sea level increase. What happens? Sea level increase. Small islands like Andaman Nicobar Islands, Goa, Mumbai, Chennai. These will be submerged. Okay. That is also one of the major issues, and you can write any other things also. Next. So what we have to do to control these pollutions and adopt to this sustainable development? So what we have to do? Yes, you said a lot of the things, a lot of the positive, negative you said. But what we have to do? We have to adopt organic farming. We have to adopt organic farming. So what is organic farming? Organic farming means biological pest. Okay. The natural pest we have to use, not chemical pesticide. We no need to use chemical pesticide. So I hope you that you might have watched Bhishma movie recently released. It is related to organic farming. So we all need to be adopt the organic farming. It is not harmful to the environment and the people. Okay. Next, we have to adopt crop rotation. Crop rotation. Crop rotation means multiple crops we have to grow. That also we have discussed in our Rampur village. Okay. Next, minimize. Yeah, what we have to minimize? Minimize chemical fertilizer. Minimize chemical fertilizer. Electricity generated vehicles we have to use. Solar and energy we have to use. Wind energy we have to use. Geothermal energy we have to use. Okay. Yeah. One of the state, Sikkim is the first state. Very, very important. Sikkim is the first state which adopted organic farming. Now, Uttarakhand also becoming 100%. Uttarakhand also trying to becoming 100% organic state. You see, certain organic stores also launched in the megacities and metro cities. One good profit is there. For example, tomato 10 rupee kg is there. Normal tomato which is used with chemical fertilizers. The organic fertilizers is very good quality, very good tasty and good huge cost. If you adopt, you can earn huge money. Most of the cinema actors and related to politicians, they are using from their purchasing from the Sikkim and Uttarakhand this product because they wanted to be healthy, so that they are eating these organic farming products only. The stores also available in Hyderabad. Okay. Next, in one green box, they have mentioned about an alternative PDS. What is alternative PDS? Let us see. You see children less than 40% of the land was irrigated, that we discussed it. Approximately 92 million hectares of the land. 92 million hectares of the land. In the Rampur village, we discussed that hectare is equal to 2.5 acres. 2.5 acres. It is land measured. A land measured, usually they measure the standardized measured hectare. 1 hectare is equal to 2.5 acres or 2.4 acres. Approximately 10,000 square meters. 10,000 square meters. 10,000 square meters. Yeah, 92 million hectares. 92 million hectares, agricultural land. Million hectare land is rain-fed. Rain-fed means it will be depends upon the rain. It will be depends upon the rain. Only 51 million hectares. Only 51 million hectares land is irrigated. Irrigated. This also they may ask in MCQs. Multiple choice question answers. Multiple choice question answers. These statistics also you can use for the comment. Okay? Comment or opinion purpose also you may use. So what did you understand from these two statistics? We understood that 2/3 of the population or 2/3 of the land. 2/3 of the land was it was rain-fed. It was rain-fed. You also know that 2/3 of the population depends upon agriculture. 2/3 of the population land was rain-fed. 2/3 of the land was under rain-fed. So we understood that we need to adopt the certain different skills. So that is dry land cultivation. Dry land cultivation. Dry land, you see, dry lands like in Deccan Plateau regions. Deccan Plateau means in this region. Yeah. In this region, we may go for the dry land cultivation. Rain-fed crops like bajra, jowar, ragi. So these all are comes under millets. So the waste land, the fallow land, common land, we can use for the grow of millets. Simultaneously, this is agricultural land. This is irrigated land. This is not irrigated land. In this irrigated land, this portion here bajra, here ragi, here jowar, here pulses, it may grow. It can also increase the soil fertility. Nitrogen fixes. It can be fixed the nitrogen into the soil. Soil also regenerated. It is also very good. And these most of the crops were depends upon the rain. These crops also it will give us nutritious food. So the concept this alternative PDS initiated in the community groups. Alternative PDS it was initiated by the community groups of Zahirabad area, Telangana. Zahirabad. Yeah. In Zahirabad, in Telangana state, Zahirabad, one non-governmental organization, Deccan Development Society. Deccan Development Society introduced with the help of the community, that is dry land cultivation. Yeah, sir, what is dry land cultivation? Just I said, using of the fallow land, means not irrigated land or dry land or any other barren lands that was used for the millets, growing of the millets. Okay, they sow the seed. Then after the sowing of the seed, the community members they harvest. After the harvest, these will be stored in the grain banks. Whenever they store it in the grain banks, 16 types of the crops they are able to grow. 16 different varieties of the crops they are able to grow in the same period of a time. Here, just I said, here paddy is growing, and this is in this area more than 15 types of millets are growing at the same time. So that is very nutritious food is available for the present generation. Okay, and there is very less risk factor. Sir, why there is less risk? Because we are not providing irrigation. Just we are putting our efforts. Because it is depends upon the rain. We do not give it. We are not using chemical pesticides, that also one of the reason. Less risk will be there, and balanced diet we may get. Balanced diet we are getting. Okay, so due to that, here grain banks are set up. These grain banks are due to these grain banks. PDS they are giving to the, these grains are selling to the PDS members. Those who are having ration cards for them, these are selling in a subsidized prices. It is not government interlinked, it is community. They, the Hyderabad committee members only decided to sell the seeds to the card holders of the ration cards, because due to the green revolution, there was lot of effects on the green revolution. We used hybrid varieties of the seeds, chemical pesticides, but under better water management, we take out lot of groundwater that was not recharged right now. That also we have discussed it. So this was an alternative PDS system initiative is very good, and I hope that this kind of the system we need to adopt almost all over the country. Then nutritious food will be available. Different kinds of the crops can be grown that can stop the balanced diet, or different kind of food basket we can eat, and different kind of the crops can be grown that can be arrest the soil erosion. Okay, and it will be grow a healthy environment. It can be enhance the healthy environment. So this is our lesson. I hope you understand. In this lecture 2, we have done that. What are the environmental movements? What are the problems of the environment? What are the problems of the environmental movements? Why they have raised? And what are the policymakers they think? Okay, and what the Supreme Court gave the verdict under right to life, Article 21, and what are the new methods we have to adopt under sustainable development. Also we have done. Sikkim was the first state which adopted organic farming. Next, Uttarakhand also adopted 100% going towards to achieve the 100% organic state. Alternative PDS system, the community groups in Zahirabad with the help of Deccan Development Society, they have grown millets in the fallow land and common lands. They did dry cultivation, that is giving us a huge energy and that is giving us a positive energy to us to move towards to the dry land cultivation. I hope you understand. Thank you children. Thank you very much.